Welcome back to the Sound for More channel and welcome back to another tutorial and demonstration. Today I have the pleasure to introduce you to Ova Synth from Cem Olcay, a fantastic physics-based stereo synth which can be used really well for ambient type of music. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. And additionally, if you like what I do and would like to support the channel, please do check the instruction contained in each video description. Thank you. Okay, so we are inside the AUv3 compliance. As you can see, it has quite more controls than the typical Cem Olcay application. You have these hexagonal grid in the middle, which represents name of note. And as you can see at the bottom here, you can decide the key, the scale, and then the minimal and maximum octave. So you can say minimal octave is 2, maximum is actually 4, and you can change here as you would expect, and therefore you can go up and lower on the register. Scale, of course, you can change to the scale that you like. Okay, in this case, let's choose minor. You can see the grid has changed. And let's leave it in C, so it will use C minor scale notes. And here you have a preset, and you click on it, you can choose a number of preset from the factory bank or the user preset bank as well. Now, in order to get it to work, you need to look at the button here, and you can move, if you click and hold at the button here, where you see the names of each of the dials, you can scroll left and right with the gesture until you find this dial, which is called count. You can increase this, like for example 1, and you will have magically a ball appear. If you set the count of the balls to 0, of course, it will make all the balls disappearing, and therefore it will stop the sound. And you can decide the speed and also the size as well, and chance in terms of probability as well. And that gives you the ability to control how each of the ball hit the hexagonal. Because what is important to note is that depending on how you hit the hexagonal, you have different type of timbre, volume, etc., etc. Okay, you can also interact with the different balls, just you can touch and push them, so which is actually quite good. Let me show you. And as you can see, it goes up to 10 as a count because it's 10 voice polyphonic. Okay, so let's introduce 4 of those. Okay, and as you can see, you can also produce sound just touching each hexagonal. And as you can hear, it changes the type of sound, and that's because we have a level modulation here, palm modulation, which is affects left and right in terms of positioning to the hexagonal, and also the tuning modulation. But we have also wave modulation. Because of the art of these, you have practically a wavetable synth for which you can adjust the waveform here. You can decide how much to detune, and then you have a filter, another filter, so cut off a resonance, and then a little bit of envelope for your track and release. These 2 controls are for your reverb, sorry, these 3, size, decay, and depth in terms of mix. Then you have all these wonderful controls for modulation. And I like because the level and the wave will make the volume level changing depending on how far you are from the hexagonal center, the same on the wave modulation, while the pan will be depending on how left and right you are, and the tuning out vertically, out your position change vertically. You can also change the grid here, so you can see if you go down as a percentage, you can have a very busy grid. As well, if you go right up to the top, you can have only 2 hexagonals. And then you have a master here in terms of volume, which I definitely recommend you keep an eye on it as well. So let's change these and let's make it a little bit busier, something like that. And let me show you what happens. Let's try to remove the palm modulation, also the detuning, but let's maximize the wave modulation. We remove also the level modulation. So let me show you what happens now. So you can hear when you have wave modulation on, is actually changing the waveform type, like if I was changing here. Okay, so let me show you again. So you can hear a bit of artifact, so check your master and decrease that. I just went outside that I could see that it was peaking. So just remember that it's useful to show you that it's not about the sound that is not right. It's just that it will easily pick depending on course on your configuration, particularly when you have high resonance like that, right? So let's try again. What I like to do as well, which works really well with this, is to introduce something like Stellar Vox from Igor Vasiliev, which makes it even more magical. Okay, so let's listen. So, oops, as you can see, is not about the transport control of AUM, it's about the counts here of the balls. So as you can hear, you can really easily create something ambient type of music. Right, let's try some of the preset just to give you an idea. So as you can see, when you have a chance which is less than 100, of course, you might have some balls hitting the hexagon and therefore not producing sound. Okay, I think it is a fantastic synth. You can really produce something really magical with this. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration, and as always, see you next time. Bye.